I love that little ditty tune on that intro video. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sacred Space Coloring Corner. I'm so happy to be here with you on this mid April. Oh my gosh, it's April. It is April. And I'm so happy to be here because you know what? Time's just time. We get to have fun every moment. Throughout our lifetimes, we get to choose what blesses us and what brings us happiness. And right now, it is coloring. And I'm so excited, you guys. I went crazy. Everybody has been doing such a great job. People that have been sharing their colorings and stuff with me. I'm like, okay, you sassy pants. We are going to do something a little bit more complicated today. And I do want to say that I want to acknowledge right now that there's a very good chance that we don't get done coloring this one. And so this is going to be one. I'm actually going to stick these back in here. Um, I'm playing with these and I'm going to use them. But to get started, they kind of get in the way because they're kind of big and chunky, which is why I love them. They're Uli brand, right? And I love them. But they also get kind of big and chunky on my desk here. So I'm going to leave them in their little container because I like to use the neons for like highlights and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever actually done a picture where I've started with the highlights. Ooh, challenge accepted. We might have to try that, but not on this one because this baby has got all different kinds of things going on, and I love it too. I love it. When I put this in, I partially use AI to get some of my forms. And when I put this in, I actually said, a three-story tree house with very thick trees, perhaps, separate trees. I think I put in three trees holding it up in the Winchester House style. And we did. We've got some stairways going nowhere. We've got a couple of windows just kind of out somewhere. I saw one that looked a little bit odd. We got thingamabobs hanging off the decks. It's so fun. And so I thought, we got to do this. We have to do this. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking. And so we can all get down and start coloring. So let's take a look. I'm actually gonna turn this to face me. Also on this one, you can really see my watermark here, but that's really, really important because I've already had people um, contact me and say that other people were using some of my stuff. And even though this is created in the AI system, I also add all my own personal things. So this really is artwork that you're getting that does belong to me. So somebody told me I needed to start watermarking them. So there we are with that. And on this one, it really shows. So I apologize for that. I wasn't quite sure what to do with that, but it does need to be on there. So you can wrap some vines around it or something. So one of the first things that we want to do with this is we kind of want to decide on a general color palette. Like, do you want to do kind of pinks and purples and blues? Do you want to do red, yellow, and blue, which is always really fun? Do you want to do a mishmash? Again, this is yours and you can do what you want with it. And so it's kind of, I'm feeling like a nice bright yellow, and I love yellow. I definitely want to be using a yellow. I think that there's places like these wide open spaces here that are going to need some brightness when we start getting in here, and that's always fun when it's really bright. And a bright pink is pretty too. A bright pink is also really pretty, but you want it to be a bright pink. You don't want it to be too soft of a pink because with all the whoo going on here, you're going to want to make sure your colors are a little bit more intense, I think. And so I'm just going to start with the yellow. I'm going to start coloring a few things in. And here's another thing as I'm looking at this more is you could even do kind of like yellow kind of be this layer because there's no distinct layers in anything, right? You kind of do yellow up here, maybe, blue here, maybe red down here, maybe red, white, and blue down here. Ooh, red, white, and blue. You could bring in red, white, and blue too. It'd be kind of fun. I don't know. Let's get started. Pick a color. Let's get started. Really, you can't do any of it wrong. So I'm going to turn this upside down a little bit so I can get up here in the nooks and crannies. Oh my God, I've been looking forward to doing this one with you guys. I always try to save them for you. I find these fun ones and I get so excited to bring them to you. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just going to color one. I'm just going to color one and then I'll color another one. Color another one with my peeps. With my coloring friends. You guys are my coloring friends. It's so fun. I love this having friends to color with. I think it's so important. I think it's so important to have like a group that you can kind of tap into, come in, everybody's happy. And who's not happy when they're coloring, right? Who's not happy when they're coloring? Now, here's something I'm looking at to be thinking about because we've got these gables here. But then we've got another part that's like a bigger part. And I'm feeling almost like instead of doing all of that all yellow, that I want to pull another color in, but I want it to be something bright and fun. So I think this is where I'm going to pull in a pink. I'm going to try my favorite little pink here. We're using our castles, using our castle arts. And I think I'm going to, look at, there's a little window up there. But we've got, right, so we got some of this here. And I think I'm gonna definitely carry it on down to here. Looks like there's a little mailbox up here too. This is such a fairy house. It really is. I did it, I named it, labeled it, kind of coded it, if you will, a tree house, right? So I always think of tree houses as kids, out in the backyard creating their own home space, their own kind of a thing, their own place, their own clubhouse, right? Kind of think of, this is really going to date me, but the Little Rascals. If anybody remembers the show, The Little Rascals, where they had the clubhouse and no girls allowed. So the girls got their own clubhouse and they said, no boys allowed. Such a precious, sweet show. And some little monster kids too. But that's kids. That's how kids learn to regulate their emotions and stuff. It's like getting out there and doing it. Getting out there and living life, playing, using their imagination. All right, I like that. I like that pink in there. But I want some more. I want a turquoisey color. I want like a turquoisey color, and I'm going to flip this over. This is something you can do too. Is go on the back there. Get kind of an idea of the color. So I do want that kind of a turquoisey. This has got a little bit of green. This is teal green light. And this one is cerulean blue. So it's a little bit different. And this is, you can put them next to each other. It kind of gives you an idea too. It's like, which do I want up here? Do I want I think I kind of want the lighter one in here. I have such definite likes and dislikes of the colors that kind of make me excited. So I'm gonna do the decking, or it's not decking. I guess it's the detail up here. And this is where we're also gonna start, like the posts here on the balcony. Oops, oh my gosh, I almost totally missed that whole thing. And there's some little pieces here. Like I notice on here, there's little things hanging on the railings and stuff like that. So really pay attention. There's a lot of detail over here. Makes me feel like I need to get new glasses. And like the little post that's holding up this mailbox. And the mailbox, we can kind of go crazy. We can make the mailbox like totally something different. But I'm also seeing up here, like here I did the yellow with the pink down here. But up here, I think I'm going to keep the yellow. I'm going to keep the yellow all the way up here just to do something a little bit different. This is so cute. I'm putting yellow in this little window up here. Like there's a home fire burning up there. And then I'm going to do the balcony thing, which this is like the balcony to nowhere. This whole picture is so Winchester House. Have you guys ever been to the Winchester House? Oh my gosh. The first time I went there, I was a really little kid. I didn't really remember it that much. And so I was up in Northern California. It's probably been 10 years ago. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stop in there. I was by myself. You know, I had heard so much about it, and I work as an intuitive. I do readings for people. I do that kind of work. And I thought it might be really interesting to go and check it out. When I was a kid, I wasn't aware of the spiritual and spirit kind of aspect of all that kind of stuff. And I thought it might be kind of interesting to see, is there really spirit activity in there? What's going on? And I was in there right at first and I was like, oh, there's not a whole lot going on. This is cool because even though I do work with that kind of stuff, I'm still a big chicken. I'm such a big chicken. Um, and I was doing some stuff and all of a sudden I started getting this feeling of a presence, or like the presence became aware of my presence, was really what it was. And I was kind of like, oh wait a minute, there's something going on here. And there was a room that they used to use for seances, and it was a really small enclosed room. Oh my gosh, when I got in there I was like, okay, open the door, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. There was definitely a presence in there, and it wasn't particularly friendly. And I'm always really mindful of that. So it's kind of like, at one point I was doing some like spirit investigation, paranormal investigation kind of stuff. And I'm just too big of a chicken. I know that stuff is real, and I totally respect and honor, the beings that are on the other side. They're real, and some of us can feel them. And honestly, I think everybody could. I think everybody can if you want to. And I do, I help people to learn how to connect up with that too. But you have to want to. You really want to make that decision because it's real. I know some people kind of mess around with it, play with it, and then they're like, "Oh my God, this is really real." It's like, yeah, it is. It really is real, and they're people. They're real people. That with personalities and feelings and stuff, and you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Not all of them are on the side of love and light either. See, I put a little bit of pink in there. So this is becoming my pink and yellow and blue. But you know what I am going to do is I am going to use kind of a brown or a darker, more natural color for the little stairs and stuff like that. So like the the railings and stuff we might have painted, but I think I'm going to use like a more rusticy brown color actually for the stairs. Maybe even the roof a little bit, or maybe a pretty green, like a moss green. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to bring like a orangey color, something completely like off, kind of off and out of for the mailbox. Like I want to just go, okay, the mailbox is going to be orange, right? So you have a kind of a contrasty color here. And really, we could even bring that orange in, but I don't want to do too much, get too crazy with too many colors just yet. While we're kind of trying to figure out what we're doing here, because it's a lot. This is a lot, you guys. Wow. This is a lot. I'm even feeling a little bit kind of overwhelmed. I'm kind of feeling overwhelmed with having all this, so much of all of this. And so I kind of want to come down here. I want to do a little, almost like a little bit of orangey, soft orangey terracotta down here on this one. I kind of want to soften it up between the layers here so we don't have everything just intense, intense. And I may change that. I might change it. I might decide I want to really, but this is a very smooth, right here, this little level here. So it's almost like it's more like stucco or kind of, what do they call that? Uh, like where it's mud daubing kind of a thing. A little bit more stucco, a little bit smoother. And so we're going to use kind of a different color palette here. I may end up wanting to do this through all of the different layers. And I'm going to go ahead and color this stuff in here too. Not sure. We can always color it over, right? Not sure what's going on up here. It's kind of coloring it all in. And I'm feeling like down here, like I feel like there's kind of some plants growing in here. I'm going to start with some light. It's almost like there's some just fluffy stuff here. And I'm feeling almost like I want it to be plants, right? Like some little plants growing up in there. Even this up in here too. It's kind of like a little bit a part of this whole, whatever's happening in this crazy house, right? This is just a little bit crazy. And this is one of the things kind of fun with AI. It's frustrating for some people because it's not like perfect, and it frustrated me at first too, like a lot. It's like, oh my God, it's not perfect. Things don't make sense. But it's with the coloring books and using opening up to the imagination like this, it's kind of fun. It's kind of like, oh, what's happening here? And you can make it You can make it follow what you want it to follow. And so it kind of adds some fun. But I'm not sure what happened over here. And I'm kind of liking getting some of this green in here with the orange. Green and orange are always really fun colors to pull in together. Almost like there's a little bit of plants growing in here. And honestly, I kind of want to color some of this in here. Just really light. I'm just going to color in a little bit of tree. I just feel like I want to feel the tree around it. Just a little bit. I probably won't leave it this color. Probably want to, I'm going to actually probably bring in shading of different colors. But I want to feel this tree. I want to feel what this tree has to say because it's supporting, it's supporting this whole tree house. And one of the things that I struggle with, and I know I've talked to several of you guys too, is about what colors to use. I've not trained, I've trained in some color therapy kind of things, but I know some artists just really know their color and their palettes and all that kind of stuff. And I don't really have a lot of training with that kind of stuff. My training was actually a little bit more in makeup and that kind of stuff that I did when I was younger and doing some modeling and that kind of stuff. Oh, the olden days. Yeah, this kind of helps me. And I'm always really mindful of not using the same colors all the time because it's so easy for me to get caught in doing that. And I kind of want to look and see anywhere else there might be just a little. Looks like really that's kind of the only place where maybe there's a little plant hanging out. I might do this down here. I don't know if you guys can see. There's all kind of little toys and thingamabobbies in here that I love. I'm loving that. And I'm kind of feeling like I want to bring some of the brown. I want to bring some of these branches in. And again, I'm doing this because I really want to feel the tree. I really want to feel like what this tree has to say, how it wants to be supporting this house. And so I did. I took a complete like left turn on you guys here. I apologize. I just want to feel this tree. And how are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling about the tree? How are you feeling about what's happening with this wonderful tree house? Because I know I tell you, after once I got started, I kind of started feeling a little overwhelmed. It's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I done? But sometimes when you feel that way, it's like you just keep moving. And I've learned this. I paint a lot. A lot of the art that I do is painting, acrylic painting, very abstract. And I paint with a great artist. Her name is Oti Harma, and she's pretty well known. And she's done some really beautiful work, and she's really inspired me, and I've learned a lot from her. And it has, inspired me to be here doing the coloring books and stuff too. And so what we've got in this here too, my friends, now that I'm feeling the tree, I'm feeling the tree. I kind of want to get down in here, get a little bit of color in the trunk. And there's some little doodads and thingamabobs hanging down here that I love, that I don't want to cover up, that I want to definitely honor. I want to definitely honor in here. There's some roots and stuff. There's a lot of really good tree energy going on down here. I love trees too. I think it's part of the reason I was really excited for this one is I love trees, and I actually just changed my logo for my healing and intuitive stuff to a beautiful white tree. And I'm super excited. So I'm all about the tree right now. I think is what's happening. I'm all about the tree energy right now. And it feels really good. You know, trees are very grounding. If ever you're feeling just kind of whacked out and, you know, things aren't going your way or having a bad day, go sit under a tree or even hug a tree. You know, people tease about that, but it's really cool to hug a tree. You know, trees hug back. They're living beings, you know. Trees are alive and they feel us. They feel us. And you know what's happening? Oh my gosh, you guys. Now that I'm seeing the tree, you know what I'm realizing is some of this coming up the middle. It's kind of almost like part of the tree. It's like right here in this middle feels like it's the tree. So I'm actually going to do brown. I'm going to do some brown right here. Ooh, I like that. And this is one of the things, you know, when you're doing coloring and you're doing this kind of stuff, you know, it's really good to kind of follow where you want to go, you know. It's like all of a sudden I felt like I needed to divert into the tree. And then now the tree is kind of starting to show me where it is too, right? Like I even feel like there's some wood here, like wood planks, but I'm feeling almost like I want. Nope, not that far. It's like nope. That's why we have erasers. Bloop 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 bloop. Oh yeah, I'm glad I did that. Kind of getting the tree, just getting some of that balance, kind of that feeling with the tree. And I kind of want to bring in with this orange. I want to bring in yellow. Bring a little continuity here and do the under part of this deck. And I want to keep the craziness. It's like I know that makes me sound crazy now. I want to kind of keep the craziness of the mishmash. I don't want to go too much into trying to control everything, as I will do. But I want to keep the yellow. I want to kind of keep the yellow thing. And even though I'm coloring all this in a little bit deeper yellow, probably go back and do that a little bit. And I want to do this stairway. I want to do the brown on the stairway. And maybe even do this. Maybe even allow this, like this is wood here, right? The part of the tree. It's kind of honoring the wood of the tree. It's giving it a platform. I might want to change that later. I'm not sure. Hmm. Not sure I like that I did that. But I'm going to leave it for right now. And then I'm also going to do with this orange and yellow, I'm going to make this little doorway green. Make his little doorway green. I'm also going to make this little guy. So it's almost like pumpkiny. It's almost a little bit like pumpkiny. Little pumpkin color. I'm going to do some yellow here. The little pumpkin house. Do a little yellow in the windows. I'm not sure what this is, but it's getting some yellow. Actually, what this is, I'm almost doing this right here. Whatever this is here. Almost like it's a little pot with plants in it. That's what that just became. And so I love that. We have this next little level here. And then let's move down. Let's move down. I'm feeling like I want to come back to our blue. I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure if I'm going to do blue like all the way for all the casings and all the pretties there. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or use the same blue, but I'm kind of thinking, kind of using the same blue because you want a continuity, right? You kind of want it to look like there's not 17 different people having to sign this house, or maybe you do. I'm actually just coloring that whole thing in there. But then what's kind of fun, right, is we have just this little bit of wood here. We can bring that pink in. Right, we got a little bit of and I don't have it all colored like super duper good right now. I'm just kind of getting the color in there. These are so funny. These really are just cracking me up. And like down here, where do we want to go next? Like I want to do the pink and the orange together. I want to do one of these layers where like it's like everything is pink and orange. I don't know if I'm going to be happy I did that, but I'm going to go down here. I'm going down to a little bit lower. I'm going to do the little, get this back in here. I'm going to get some of this pink in here. I don't know if that's going to be, let's see. And I'm going to do this pretty orange around here with the pink and the orange together. I like it. I wanted the pink and the orange to be together. I think this around here is going to be pink too. And the little window is just going to be just a little orange. Just a little bit of orange in there. And then all this outside, the braces. Nah, the braces can be something else. And this across here. Now with this one, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to bring in some yellow. And I'm going to bring in yellow here. And actually, I'm going to bring in yellow here, but don't tell them. Oh, I wasn't going to do that. Now we can see the bottom part of the deck here, or the top part of the deck, right? It's like where all the little fairy beings are walking. Because I think there's fairies here. I'm sorry. I'm feeling them. If you have a tree, there's going to be fairies around. I'm already doing a little bit of highlight and stuff here that I feel like is really bringing in that fairy energy. Bringing some of the blue in. Another way to do color too is to think of colors as the elements. Like bring in your water elements, usually blues, right? Your earth elements, greens and browns. Your air elements can be purples, white, can be blues. A lot of times the lighter kind of blues. I'm gonna do boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and I'm gonna do this heavier than the deck. Like I'm gonna bring that blue in there. Do the little sticks here in orange. Whoops, where are they? Not my favorite colors, but it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute here. I'm actually going to kind of do a little, yeah, it's going to bring that all the way down. Just wondering, because I have the orange up here that's really bright. I wanted to homage it down here. I don't think I'm going to use a lot of it. Orange is not my favorite color at all. And I tend to get stuck on using the same colors all the time. So I want to bring a little bit of that. But that's really cute, right? It's really cute so far. I can't wait to see yours. I want to remind you guys that, we have Sacred Space Coloring Corner Facebook group where you can come over and get with the group. We've got quite a few members over there. And some people just kind of hang out there and play and kind of do their thing. They don't necessarily come over here and get into doing the coloring like this, but they do print the pages out and color them and then share them over there. And so that's kind of fun too if you guys want to just come hang out there. I don't know. I try to get a little bit of it for everybody, right? Let's get a little bit for everybody. Let's have these little, I don't know what the official word is like when you have that little, almost like a little step outside of a window. It's not a balcony. It's a little step, maybe like a little flower box kind of a thing. I think that's maybe kind of more the. It's a particular style. I know you see it like in Europe a lot. Look at these over here. Oh, this is so cute. We've got little shutters. That's so cool. I love that. And I do the little. Sometimes you got these little windows here. I just kind of color it all in, almost like inclusive. So, like to kind of show like light coming out of the windows, kind of a thing, or the light that's within the windows, especially when they're little, right? Especially when they're kind of little there. Look, and then we've got this going on here. Not sure I'm gonna treat this one right here like it's holding this up. Got this little window in here. So cute. So cute. I don't even know what it's doing there. But it truly is cute. So you know what I'm doing is I'm kind of going around coloring in some of the windows, bringing some of this color to some of the windows. In a way, a little bit of these are, it's almost like a mall. Like every little area is totally its own thing. It's like, what is happening here now? Got some little windows on the side. Isn't it fun, you guys, how when you start coloring and you start seeing the different things that are there and available. I like bringing this green in here with the orange. I don't even know if green and orange go together. Are they supposed to go together? Any of you colorist people out there that have color training, let me know. Let me know if we're supposed to do green with orange. I kind of like it. Kind of accenty. And then I want to bring yellow in here too. Just want yellow to be a part of this. I like the orange and the green and the yellow thing too. I think it's a little Dr. Seussy, maybe. But I don't care. I like Dr. Seussy. I like the Seuss. I don't even know what this is over here. It actually could be part of the tree. And then we got this strange bar here. I guess maybe it's a little ledge. I just made it a ledge. So now we're getting our greens, we're getting our green, our orange, and our yellows in here. We're letting it really fill out, right? Really letting it become a part of all of this. I like that. It's unapologetic. It's like I'm here. I'm going to be what I am. And it's kind of cute because now when I colored this thing, we've got the pink and the blue up there. We've got the blue and the yellow here. And I want to bring kind of a reddish in here because we've got some pieces that are kind of like bricks or blocks, right? So I'm going to bring this red in here for what looks like they're little red bricks. And like we've got them right here, around here. So that's bringing in another color for these lentils. Not a lot of it, you know, but it's bringing in some new color. I do feel a little bit like we need a little bit of new color in here because we don't want it to be all the same, right? This is like a condo that's out of control. But it's neat. It's very, very neat. And you know, actually, it might be kind of cool. Now that I put this red in here, is it might be kind of neat to have some of these stairways here, or some of them be red, bringing in a little bit more of this. And we got a little chimney up here that we can put some red on. I'm going to do a little yellow underneath here. Red and yellow is always fun together. And this right here kind of doesn't really have much going on. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in with yellow, bringing the red and the yellow together here. Whew. That kind of relieves some tension for me. Take a nice deep breath. Let yourself really feel what you're feeling. You know, part of all of this is for relaxation and meditation. Ooh, I was getting a little bit like, yikes, what's happening? What's going on? Feeling a little bit better that I took that bold step with the red. Really letting that color in. And then it kind of lets me see other places where this stairway. And you know, it's funny, it just came to my mind is red is kind of like a color like for a stairway that makes it you really can see the stairs, right? And almost like a safety thing. Like hope you always know where the stairs are, where the safety is, like to catch the stairs. I'm just going to kind of keep that theme going all the way down here. Now, might not do the actual stairs in that red. And up here, we don't really have stairs, though. We have accents. But it's like the stairs and the railings. And actually up here where I put these random stairs, I'm going to add some red on here. So a little bit of red there. Just add this red railing. I think really color-wise, I might have liked this railing to be a little bit more blue. So I'm not going to color. I'm just doing the top railing, the red, and I might actually let the bottom part be the blue. I do that. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll let those be different. Let those be different. I'm going to bring this in. We're almost getting to that nautical red and blue, yellow. Super cute. Actually, yeah, I kind of want this. I kind of like these railings when they're blue up here. How's everybody doing? Is your little brain kind of starting to fry? I kind of feel a little bit like mine is, like where it's like, oh my goodness gracious. There's so much, and there's so many little weird things in here. Again, that's one of the anomalies of the with the AI stuff, right? Where it just gets a little bit goofy. But that's where our creativity can come in too, right? It's where we can start getting some other things going on. Or we can just make it what we want it to be. Like I made, plants up there. And now we're kind of starting getting down to like what the rest of all of this is going to be. Like this right here is kind of the main door coming in. Like, what do we want to do with that? And I feel almost like I want to make it green. Just made an executive decision right there. Made that door green. Feels very inviting with the green. Usually we do doors like red or black or brown. I felt like that door needed to be green. And so now we've got more green in here, right? So now we've got some greens, some greens, some green. So it's kind of brought all the different layers together, which has been fun because this is really mishy mashy. We've got some things going on here that I do not know what's happening. Like, what's happening? I don't know. And also the roof, like the roof here. What are we going to do with the roof? You know what I am going to do here, though? Down here, I'm going to bring the pink in for the little house part. It's kind of cute. It's kind of rounded. Got like a little pot belly thing going on here. I thought that'd be really cute to bring the pink in. And we got some of these things here. And then I want to bring yellow in here. I want to bring these. What do you guys think? I'm going to bring yellow in here in between these two. I'm going to do some green up here. There's some kind of wobbly bobbly stuff right there. I'm just going to make it a plant. How's everybody doing? Are we doing good? I know, let me go. I'm going to pop open the chat here and see if we got anybody chatting. I think that the chats from Facebook will go in here. I'm not sure about the chats from Patreon. If any of you guys are on actually watching on Patreon, go ahead, put a comment in the chat if it's there for you. I love to figure out how all that's working. Yeah, so see, so we've got 2 pink levels here. And over here, did a railing and everything in the blue. But I don't really want pink. I'm going to do the housey part in yellow again. It's funny, this house looks like it has all of its plumbing on the outside, right? Like, if you've ever been over to Europe, some of the houses, some of the old, like the old castles and stuff like that, that did not have plumbing and electricity and all that stuff, when they added all that in, a lot of it is ran kind of on the outside and in very strange places. And that's kind of what this is reminding me of. It's kind of cool. I feel almost like I want to just like pull a fast one and just do a completely different color over here on this house. I'm going to bring in this pinky, this orchid color that I love so much. Doing a surprise color. And all this weird, funky stuff. I'm going to bring in this color. Because I don't know who lives in this apartment, but they're very creative. And then that gives us some license. Like we've got this odd little weird space up here that I didn't know what to do with. Now I kind of do. I'm filling it in with this color. That I love this color too. So now I've created a space for this to be here and to fit in, right? It's like we don't know. We don't know who the odd creative person is that lives here, but we love them. We want to include them. This also gives us license to bring this color like up here on these cool little spaces up here, right? This little rooftop. That's like a chimney there. I'm making the chimney. I'm turning this chimney into the pinky. I want the chimneys to be pinky. Them to have that color. And then this also gives us permission. Ooh. You know what? I am actually coloring over some of this red with this pinky in it to pink out the red a little bit. Tell me what you guys think. It's kind of brightening it up a little bit. Kind of making that red not quite so severe of an addition. Kind of making it kind of melt in a little bit better with the blues and the pinks, right? It's not taking over, it's not erasing it, but it's kind of blending it. I'm actually even going to do it over here a little bit. You've got kind of the orangey going on there. Just pulling this in a little bit more. Putting a little bit this color there. And I'm even going to do it over the bricks that we have there, right? Just kind of giving them a little pink wash. Oh, you guys are so cool. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much. I know sometimes not everybody can see everybody that's on there. Because I have this, it streams into several different places. Streams into the Facebook, although I don't think the streaming is working on the Facebook today. But it streams into onto YouTube. It streams into Patreon. So we got a lot going, a lot happening. Then I kind of need to decide here what color these stairs are going to be. Like we got stairs coming down, we got stairs, stairs, stairs. Do I want them to be brown? Like I started up here with the brown, but I'm not so sure I want it to be brown. I'm not so sure that I want it to be that. I think up here, I'm going to do these little landings in green just because this green's so pretty here. The green is so pretty. So we've got roofuses, and we've got stairs that we need to make some decisions on, right? I'm going to bring this color in for here. I'm very glad I brought this pinky color in here. I like it for there. It's like we needed another color. Like I said, I get so stuck on certain colors. And then it's like, oh my gosh, now everything looks the same. What are you guys thinking? There's a lot of vibrancy down here that we don't have carried up here with this. And so I'm feeling a little bit squirrely. I want to do this here. Some blue. But I kind of like almost want to bring this kind of on this part of the roof. I don't even know what they call this. Is it the flashing? And I'm not doing it necessarily. It's like the front part here. But it's not necessarily the roof or the top part of the roof. Right? It's the edges here. And I think when we put the edge part up here, I think it's going to kind of draw it all together. It won't be so mishy-mashy. Because this color is a really vibrant color, right? It's like a really bright color. It's kind of like, holy moly. But it is bringing it, all the pieces, a little bit right here. It does kind of bring it all together, right? And it's such a beautiful color. Do here, above the windows. But because it's vibrant, we also don't want to use too much of it, right? We don't want to go too crazy with it. Ooh, so pretty. But you know what I want to do now too is I want to start coloring. I'm kind of assuming these are kind of rocks down here. So I want to start, because I just went squirrel. I want some of these rocks down here to have this color in it. Just putting some of this in here. And these down here, they look like rocks, but also we can say, are they rocks? Are they rocks or are they plants? Are they part of the trees? We kind of don't know for sure, because it's up to us to make that decision, right? So I think I'm going to take this brown. Before I was trying to decide, but I'm going to take this brown and let this brown be almost like the branches that are kind of starting to hold the tree house up. Right? Like I was going to do it like blue, but this tree house is wanting to support this, or this tree is wanting to support this tree house. It's very happy that it's here. It's really excited, right, that it has all of this life happening in it. With trees are very much about sharing life. A lot of trees, different species of trees, their roots all connect underground. I'm just coloring in a little bit darker the tree just because I kind of want to feel before I make any more changes or add any more colors or anything. I want to give this tree more color, more presence now. Because now that we're getting close to finishing this thing up, I want the tree to have more of a voice here. It's like we need to hear from you now, tree. I want to hear what you have to say about this. Right? And so we're giving him. And the other thing too is, everything in this tree, all of the everything that's in here, the wood and everything is tree. So it's not odd that this tree would want to be a part of it because everything in this tree, even though it looks like it's made by the fairies or fairy humans or maybe even angels or the little elemental devas that come and you know it's all tree. It's all this beautiful tree. So does the tree want the stairs to be an extension of itself, to be a part of what brings us all the way up to here? Does it want to express itself? I want to get tree because we see the tree in here right here too. This tree definitely is not not separate from what's happening here. Ooh, I'm feeling the tree. Are you guys feeling the tree? How many of you guys, when you paint, do you kind of get into like literally feeling it, like feeling the life, feeling the presence that you're doing? Because we can look at these things and like, oh my gosh, they're just a picture, but everything has life, right? Everything has consciousness. Everything has life. And even though these are some pictures that someone made off of AI, there's still a life force energy in it. There's still life in it. How many of you guys feel when you're coloring a life, a consciousness, a presence that kind of begins to guide you on what it wants done? I would love to know that. I would love to know that because I think it's important to acknowledge that. I think it's really important to start acknowledging that presence within. Wow, look at that. We've got roofuses and stairsuses. I'm going to grab another green. I'm going to get another green happening in here, a little bit darker green. I'm not necessarily going to color, but I want to bring more oomph to these trees too. Because the branches and stuff, this is all part of it's all part of the, look at that. And then when I do that, what I like about this right here, like with what I just kind of did, is now when I colored this in, it kind of draws a little bit of this darker green in, and it kind of changes the color. Plus, we're doing darker. Check that out. You're feeling the tree more, right? Because we're getting close to getting done, and I realized, oh my goodness, we're at 1:15, or not 1:15, and 1 hour and 15 minutes. Could be 1:15 where you guys are. Oh, actually, could be. It's about noon 15 where I'm at. All right, look at this. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to get some more here. We knew this one was going to go over a little bit. If anybody needs to go, please feel free to do that. You know, if you're going to be in it for the long haul, we don't have too much more that we are going to do, but I'll say we'll probably be another 15 minutes. And I always, my intention, I don't always try necessarily, but my intention is for these to be around an hour. I know a lot of people don't have time, but you know what? When you're in it, when you're feeling it, when you're loving it, when you're a part of it, it's hard to stop. You know, you want to get in, you want to finish. But if anybody, needs to go, these videos are always left up. They're left up on YouTube. In the Patreon, they are left up for a couple of weeks to where, our friends that are in and joining us can get a hold of them for a couple of weeks, and then they do go behind the paywall though, um, which is $10. It's $10 a month just to support your artists, right? Support your artist friends. Give them some love. I'm not sure what that is right there. I'm just putting some color on it. There's some little hangy things. There's some little dots hanging out. Just putting some color on there. Getting more green. Getting the green going on. All right. So now we're feeling our tree a little bit more. All right. So what do you guys think about this roof? Traditionally, a roof is kind of brown, maybe blue. I'm a little bit feeling like for the stairs, I kind of want like the face of the stairs to be yellow because it's going to make them stand out. Like if we do them brown, I think it's still important that they have the yellow on there so nobody slips and falls, right? So I'm going to do the face of these. That's what I'm going to start with that, right? It's like, we're making some changes. We're making some things happening, making some decisions, right? But let's do that. Let's start with that. We don't have to make major, big decisions right now. Let's just make the face of these stairs yellow so they're safe to get up and down. I'm going to make this big one at the bottom, like kind of like a big square box kind of a thing that we need to get up. I'm going to do a couple of these little hangy thingamabobbies. I'm going to put those in yellow because they kind of stand out, right? And let's look up in here. Not sure what all this is, but I'm going to yellow it. Let me put a little blue over this right here. It's really interesting. It's like I'm feeling like I'm wanting these to do some blue. And it's kind of cool to be able to look at it because we kind of got the blue, we kind of got the pink, now we got the yellow going on here. What would happen? What would happen if we did these roofs light blue? Like not doing really the deep, deep blue. We're keeping the same color, but we're not making them like super intense blue. We're just doing them light. Because I actually was looking and I was kind of like, oh, well, they kind of look good just white, but they do need some color. Right, we need some color here. We don't want everything to be too mishy-mashy. Right, get all up under there. Get up under the eaves. Gonna get up under the eaves here. Right, we can kind of change that later. But now that we're doing this, now that we're seeing this, we're seeing ourselves putting that roof on there. I like that. I like the blue. Kind of brings it together. It doesn't get too crazy. We've got kind of the light colored blue. And then do we want that to be, want that coping up there to be blue too? Yeah, we do. So that gives us this up here, kind of the roof tippy top here. There's not too much of it actually. Well, look at that. Isn't that fun? So now we did the roof. We'll probably be smart to go through with this orchid and do some highlighting with that. Right? I need to sharpen my pencil. Right? And some of the little squares, right? Little squares. What do they call them? Oh my gosh. I'm so colored out right now. The little flappy things. What are the flappy things called? Could go through and do some detail with that. That's actually really cute. And that'll pull the blue and this beautiful orchid together nicely. Do your little whoop. Yeah? What do you guys think? Is this feeling good? Are you feeling like you can finish it? Right? Sometimes that's kind of a big deal. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can finish it. Because sometimes, like if you stop, I do this a lot. It's like, well, I'm overwhelmed or I'm tired or and kind of burn out. I'll finish it later, but I don't come back and finish it. I do that with my paintings a lot. It's like I'm feeling like sticking it out right now, getting this done, doing it together, supporting each other, right? Being like, nope, we're going to do this. We're getting it done. We're getting it done. I got one more little area here. We haven't done the stairs yet quite. But look at that. Isn't that fun? And there's some fun little details we could do. We could go along the boards up here in the pink, the slats, the shiplap. I think shiplap's inside though. But some of these here we could do on this sweet little pot belly. Boop. Little swing it out. This one is the pot belly one. Very cute. Very cute. And then down here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some of the blue and the pink in here. If I do a little bit of yellow, I'm doing a bunch of different colors in here. Like all the different colors of our house. Almost like, you know those little gemstones, those little stones that you can get that you put for like plants and stuff like that. That's what I kind of feel like these are like, all these little pieces here. And I'm putting them in here. And then I'm going to get like a mossy, kind of a mossy green. So we're pulling in a different color. I'm going to do a little bit of a mossy green, kind of darker green. And then I'm going to start just kind of filling in all the other stuff, right? So it's kind of like this is just a little bit mossy, kind of going up inside the tree a little bit there. And not just following the little rocks, but even going kind of just a little bit outside. You know, this can heal a world of what the heck is going on. We just very gently, just kind of, and doing it like in a swirling motion, just kind of lightly, just kind of outside the pictures, kind of bring it all up in here. You can go off the page if you like. Just kind of pull it off the page. Sometimes you start kind of doing it up. Giving yourself a little height here. Right? And then we see a couple of things that maybe aren't quite done. Like this little swirly thing, whatever this little doodad is. We can bring some pink in here. Bring some of our pink house down in here. We got some fun little things hanging. Some of our little doodads that we didn't color in. These sweet little things. I don't even know what these things are, but they're so cute. I've got stuff like this hanging in my backyard, like in my patio. And so we've come this far, guys. We've got this done. We've got a little bit of stairs left to do. What do you want to do? I'm going to start with pink. I have to do it. I have to see. Pink is light enough that we can always come back and color over it. It's kind of mixing a little with the blue a little bit. Oh my gosh. Are we going to have pink stairs? Are we going to have the sweetest stairs on the planet? Little pink and yellow stairs? What do you think? That is fun. That is fun. You guys, you did it. You did it. Putting a little yellow in here. It's for a little bit of highlight. Like, oh, what's going on under there in Mr. Tree? I don't know. There's something right there, too. I don't know what that is. Ooh. Wow, guys. How fun was this? How fun was this? I'm gonna bring a little bit of yellow in, just kind of around the tree. It makes it a little bit magical, right? See how it brings like just a little bit of magic in here? We could even bring a little just on the edges, just like where the sun would touch this. It's one of the things I love about using yellow. Is this gives it kind of life, right? And I do it right on the edge, so some of it's even outside. It's like where would the sun be touching these little treetops? And even up here, you know. I love to do this. It just gives it a little sparkle. A little sparkle. Wow. I can't believe we finished it. I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you so much. And don't forget, I love to see your finished drawings. And just go over to Facebook, go to groups, and look up Sacred Space Coloring Corner, and you'll find us. We'll find you, and we'll be looking for you, because this is so fun to do this together. But it's even funner to get to see what you guys have done. You know, I post mine over there. I actually literally take it right from here. Like right now, I will sign it. Don't forget to sign your artwork. I will sign it, and I will take my little picture with my phone, my cell phone, and then I'll take it right over there, and from my cell phone, I'll post it into the the um, the group, Sacred Space Coloring Corner group, so that it goes right in there, so everybody can see what we've done and how fun it was. So I'll even show you. Let me grab a pencil. Probably should do it in pen, and I just sign it right here. I always put the date, or at least 4/24. Congratulations, you guys. This was a big project. This was a challenge, and you guys met it like the champions that you are. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. So I can't wait to see them. Thank you for being part of Patreon, for being part of YouTube, for being part of the Facebook family that is Sacred Space Coloring Corner. And I look forward to hearing from you, seeing what you got going on. If anybody has questions or anything, also, contact me. Contact me. You can find me on all those places and contact information, my email and such. And if you're interested in any sessions or anything that I do art therapy. I do what's called neurobless trauma healing, which includes coloring. It actually, not this kind of coloring, although some of your homework may be coloring. I also do hypnotherapy. I do intuitive guidance. I've got classes that I do every month. I got a couple different classes. I've got a meditation every Wednesday. So you guys are welcome. Come on over. If you go to micheleambergy.com, you will find all the stuff that I do. I got a huge website showing all the different things that I do. So I would love to see you, love to see more of you. So happy to see you here. And I love you guys. Thanks for coloring with me. And I'm so happy that you are who you are, because nobody else can be you as well as you can be you. And I love you. We will see you again very, very soon. And keep coloring.